Hi everyone, welcome to my stream. And I don't know if you've noticed, but my layout is slightly different. Sorry, I wanted to take off my hair. My layout is slightly different for the backdrop. It's a bit lower, and I'm sorry you can see so many boxes at the back. I just finished building a PC not too long ago, and I am using it basically for this. And I've never used this setup before, so it's going to be a little bit weird for me. Like, the background is a bit off as well. Like, usually it's a bit higher, and usually I have the camera on top, so it's a top-down view of what I'm doing. And now, because of everything being moved around, it's going to be from the side. So hopefully, this will make it easier for you guys to see and what I'm doing and actually watch what I'm doing. So yeah, I'll just get started and let's paint more pink space marines. Let me just change the scene so you guys can see. Right, oops. Okay, so this is where we left off last week. This is how it looks right now. And this is what I want to get it to for now. So I'm trying to give it this wash, which if you are wondering what wash I'm using, it's the shade Berserker Blood Shade for the base color Screamer Pink. So this is the base color that I'm using, and this is the wash that I'm using. So I've already started adding the wash to some of them, so they're a little bit darker. But this is the last one I haven't, along with a few backpacks, which is these guys. So let's continue there. I'm not used to seeing like a few screens. What's it called? I have to change the windows so often because this is all full screen. So hopefully you guys will understand if like my hand is here a lot, like you can see it. So yeah. Oh, hello! Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining. So I'm just gonna continue where I was, and I'm going to keep going with the wash because we're not done with that. I was kind of hoping to have done the wash myself before I started the stream, but I ended up kind of busy, so I haven't had the time to actually do that. And if you are wondering, like, why we put the wash after, because this is the goal of the wash is to darken it, right? So if you guys are wondering why we put it after the base coat, it's because it's very runny. As you can see from the paint texture, actually I don't know if you can see, the camera quality isn't the best, I know that much. But it's not really paint like consistency. It's very what's it called? It's very liquid. So we have to put this on top of a base color to actually get any kind of payoff for it. Because if not, it's just going to be a very dark color. So I'm not sure if this is visible. And usually I can check it easier. But yeah, so if you wiggle that, you can see how liquid it is. And it's very, like, see? It's not like paint textured. Well, not texture, what's it called? It's not paint consistency. That's what I was looking for. Oh, thanks. I wanted to go for a lighter base, but the only base color that they had was Screamer Pink, and I'm not actually sure there is anything brighter for pink base color wise for Citadel, but that is the one that I have been using, so I'm not really interested in changing brands just because. So yeah, I'm sorry if my hand is covering it. So I have one already on the paint stand like this, so that you guys can see what I'm doing while I'm holding the stand instead. But since this is just a wash, it's like it's easy to get messy, and it's like fine to get it messy. So I'm just gonna do it without the paint holder, the mini holder, sorry. Oh, the salamanders. That's great. Is this for 40K or like I mean like for the bigger game? Cuz I'm actually not quite sure about most of the teams yet. Like I'm still very um what's it called? I only know a bit of the lore and of the teams and stuff like that because I only did give it a skim through when I was trying to pick out what team I wanted to go with for 40K. And I ended up with the demons of the chaos demons, the Zinch. So that's what I went with. Okay. So for this one, I'm actually not using this for 40K. I'm using this for kill team. So I only have to paint 6 of them, which is also why I'm painting with the classic method, which is very time consuming. Like I realized this after doing one or two of them. So I am glad I did not decide to do this whole method for a whole 40K army because I think I'm gonna die if I have to do this exact way for like 20 plus miniatures. I think even 10 I would like give up halfway through, honestly, because this is very time consuming. I'm glad I only need 6 for this. So yeah. I'm If you didn't know, this is my aim. Like this is where I wanna get it to. This is how pink I want it to be after all of this. So after this, I'm going to highlight it directly with a layer color, which is Emperor Children. So this is what the color looks like. I'm not sure if this is visible, so I'm gonna keep it here a bit longer. So it's this color, it's a layer color, and it's Emperor Children. That's the layer color I'll be using right after I finish giving all of these a wash. Where do you play 40K, by the way? I'm not sure if I've seen you when I go play, or maybe we're not in the same what's it called, area. My brain just died there. I was like, what is that called? It's area. Maybe we're not in the same area. Maybe that's why I'm not sure if I know where you play. Cause I also myself, like, I haven't gone out to play for a lot. I think I've only played, like, went out specifically to go play is like once or twice. So maybe that's why I don't know. Oh, you're in the US. Oh, that's why. Honestly, right? I kind of figured because I like noticing I don't actually see a lot of players that play here. Like Warhammer is very, I don't know what to call it, but it's not famous at all. And it's kind of a shame because a lot of people um in other countries play it and it is a lot of fun. But the price of entry I get is kind of high, so maybe that's why it's also not too great, like too famous here, because income is usually pretty small. So it's probably gonna be kind of hard to get into a game like 40K. Oh, Hobbytown. I think I've heard of it for some reason. Maybe it's because like maybe I've seen it on my Instagram feed here and there. Cause after starting to play 40K and well, not 40K, Warhammer in general, and actually posting stuff and liking stuff about it, I'm getting more recommendations about Warhammer on my feed. So maybe that's where I've heard it from. But yeah, it sounds fun, honestly. I haven't actually played that much. I only played Kill Team twice. I think it was also without the objectives. So like, well, there was the objectives, the little circle thingies that you have to flip around, but we didn't use any of the cards or any gimmicks yet because it is like my second time playing it. So the people that tutored me basically didn't give me those options yet. so I get to learn the basics first. Do you play anything else other than 40k? Like AOS maybe, or other things? Because 40k I know it's easy to like go into kill team because it's basically the same like characters. You just need to have the ones that you need for the kill team specifically. Um, but I know that you can't really use 40k for AOS or other stuff like that, like Underworld. There's also that, right? If I'm not wrong. I haven't played any of those, but I've been interested in Underworld actually because it's a card game as well, and I've had a history with card games. They're pretty chill and have a huge room to play in. Ah, okay. That sounds really fun, honestly. I kind of wish that I I have more time to play and also like um more understanding, I guess, cuz I don't really get it yet at the moment. So maybe one day I'll be able to play the game and understand it fully. But as of now, I that's still kind of far away, especially also because my 40k army hasn't even been built yet. My Zinj army, I only have flamers, and I got too excited and I got the Lord of Change and not the actual main army yet. So that's still in the works. So you prefer Gundams over Warhammer miniatures, or because you said you're a Gundam builder at heart, so I'm assuming that you prefer Gundams over Warhammer miniatures. Is there, if you do, then is there a reason why maybe? Cuz I do both and I do like both, but I think um Warhammer is like simpler to paint and stuff to customize. So maybe I might prefer it in that way, because for Gundams it's a little bit more complicated to customize and paint, because for Gundams I do prefer using stuff like airbrush. So it's more of a hassle to set up. I think that's why. But when I don't have that much energy or something like that, then I do prefer Gundams because I don't know. Painting takes a lot, so that's also partially why. So maybe that's the main reason for me to like pick Gundams when I'm tired. But I do like painting Warhammer more than I do like painting Gundam. I'm a mechanic and building Gundam keeps my hands moving and lets my mind relax. Ah, I see. Well, I guess that makes sense because like if you're a mechanic then you'd prefer to just be building things. I sorry. For me, I have an art background, so I find painting a lot more relaxing than just building things. So that's probably why I have a preference for painting and Warhammer maybe. I haven't really played the game that much, but for the building process, I think I do enjoy um, making and painting a Warhammer miniature more. I think maybe I should move the camera a little bit. Let me see if like, so I'm here. Let me move the camera so my face is more obvious. Cause I think you guys will not be able to see my face if I keep doing that. So yeah. But I do think Gundam do help me relax. It's just I prefer painting over building, so that's why I end up veering this way, I think. But Both hobbies are really fun, and I encourage everyone to play both. Well, I guess build Gundams and play what's it called? And play Warhammer. So yeah. I feel like my main thing with Gundams is I always somehow get stressed out if like while building suddenly something pops off, because that happens quite often, especially if it's a small part. It'll just jump away and then I don't know where it is anymore. So that's very anxiety inducing, I think, for me. If you watch my lives, then I think it's quite obvious how many times it happens. It's so often, and I lose parts very very often as well. So it's slightly anxiety inducing for me, because I hate losing things that like are important. So that's that would have been like terrible news for me. So far, I've been able to find everything that popped off, but at least for Warhammer, right? That's not really an option, like for it to just pop off, because you have to cement it down. So even if it does pop off, it'll just probably like fall off. So it's not as terrible as if your part just flew across the room, never to be seen again, you know? But that's maybe because I'm just not as delicate when building. I spent a whole day looking for a PC part that was on my table. I spent, it's not as bad, but I spent a whole night after a live. So it was not too long ago. I spent a whole night after a live looking around for a very, very clear part, because it was for a mechanical clear Hainu MG. So it's just pure clear part. Spent the whole night looking for it. Um, got a panic attack because I couldn't find it, and I found out it was on my jacket not too long after the panic attack. So that's that was a thing. I also had this time where I lost the part to the Guerra Girarga's tail, where I think there's like 12 parts, and I couldn't find that for a whole week, I think. And I was just lying down on my bed, and I finally found it. It was under the covers. So apparently my covers had somehow been torn. So there's this hole in the covers, in the bed sheets, and the gunpla part just slipped into that hole, and then I just couldn't find it for a whole week. And then while I was lying down, like rolling around in bed, I felt something sharp, and that's how I found out where my Gundam part went. I'm glad I didn't need to buy a new part, but also that was kind of ridiculous. Like, I had a whole ass panic attack trying to find that piece, and then it just ended up underneath my sheets. Like, ridiculous. But yeah. Sorry for my voice, by the way. I had soy milk, and anything that's a bit thick, like milk, especially if it's like soy milk, it does this to my throat for some reason. Don't know why, but I do like the taste of soy milk, so I keep drinking it anyways. So yeah. Uh, I feel like I can't paint straight enough, honestly. Uh, it's a bit hard trying to show what I'm painting whilst trying to paint straight. I didn't know it would be that difficult to point to the camera and kind of follow it, but yeah. But yeah, a hole. I couldn't believe that there was a hole on my bed sheets, so I was like, okay, I guess that's where you came in from. Cause I took off the bed sheet to retrieve the part, but after I put it back on, I realized that there was this part where it's just like empty. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Why is there a hole on my bed sheets? So yeah. Also, do you guys do this? Like, sorry, my voice. I might need to get water, but yeah. Um, do you guys do this like sometimes when you're painting, and you gotta go like in a straight line or something, and you just like you want to get this detail right? Do you ever like just, I don't know, for some reason open your mouth? Cause like sometimes I do that, and I think that's kind of because when I do my eyeliner, that's a thing that I do when I want to get it straight. Like I just go like that would help. And like I think that habit kind of carried over to when I'm trying to paint a very straight line, even on miniatures. So, I don't know. I have a camera stand I use when I go live on Instagram. Sorry for the voice. And, oh, right. What kind of, like, a tripod do you mean? Cause I'm using a tripod as well. But this is the very first time I'm using a tripod for streaming. Usually I have this, I have the shelf above my setup where I kind of stick the camera onto the shelf, and from there it usually gives me a top down view. But because I recently got a PC and the whole desk area kind of shifted, so I had to pull out my old camera tripod to do this. When I used to go live on Instagram rather than Twitch, I had this, what's it called? I had a camera stand as well, but it's not really a camera stand like a tripod. It was a clip-on stand where the base was clipped onto the table, and then you can like screw it in and off like the tripod, but like this is just to get the stand stuck to the table because it doesn't have legs. And then you put your phone onto the phone holder that looks like a selfie sticks phone holder, or like the one that you have in your car. So it's like that, like it grips like that. And then I just put it on like this, and then I built my Gundams here. I think I did a few painting lives as well back when I was doing things on Instagram, but I decided to just go to Twitch because like if you guys wanted to watch me while you wanted to chat with your friends or something like that, that was possible with Twitch but not with Instagram. So I thought that this was a better alternative rather than Instagram. Because Instagram, you have to stay on my live to give me a view, which is, I think, kind of unfair if you like want to help me out and want to support me. Like, you can't do anything else for the hour or so that I go live. So yeah, I do think that's not that great on Instagram's part. So that's why I ended up moving here to Twitch. I did a little bit of research before moving platforms, and I found a platform that allows you to open a little pop-up window instead of like needing you to be on the whole time. And I think I heard that TikTok can do that as well, but I'm not the biggest fan of TikTok in general, so that's why I'm not on TikTok. Also, I think for TikTok mainly, um, if I'm not wrong, the algorithm doesn't show you to different countries. So that would mean that mainly my live, what's it called? My live audience would be from Indonesia, and that would be it. And that sounds very limiting, so I'm not into that. Also, like my main audience is the ones that watch my live is not all Indonesian, so then I feel like I would be discriminating against that, so that's why I didn't choose TikTok. Oh, you have a tripod, but it's small and fits your phone. Okay. Oh, what kind of tripod? Is it like the little tripod stand that you can put on your table? Or is it like the camera tripod? Oh wait, but you said it's small, so it shouldn't be like that, right? Or is it like the clip-on tripod that I told you that I had? I think I still have the clip-on tripod, but for some reason, I think I swapped out the camera holder, and I don't remember what I swapped it out to, but now the camera holder will not stick back on, and I don't know how to fix it. So that's why I haven't been using that specific camera holder anymore, at least for now, because I don't know how to fix it. And that's the only reason I haven't been using that. I'm running out of paint, so let's replenish that before anything else. And if you just got here and you are wondering what paints I am using, for the base, all the paints are Citadel, by the way. The base is Screamer Pink. The wash is Berserker Blood Shade. And right now I am highlighting with a layer color called Emperor's Children. So that's for you guys who are interested and weren't here when I told everyone else that those were the colors that I'm using. Just in case there are people that just came on and wanted to know. So I wanted to get a Hello Kitty type pink, so that's why I'm using Emperor's Children as a layer rather than going back in with the Screamer Pink, because if I went back in with the Screamer Pink, that would give me a dark pink rather than the vibrant kind of cutesy vibe that I wanted from the Emperor's Children layer color. Also, I got this for the base for this project because I don't have a base color, and I didn't really think much about it when I went to buy it at the store, but it is a lot darker than I expected it to be, so so I might not suggest this color as your base. If you want to get the pink color that I have, you might want to go for something a little bit brighter. But if you want to get this kind of effect specifically, where the crevices are a lot darker, oh wait, is this not visible? Where the crevices are a lot darker, then this is how I'm doing it. Oh, hello! My paint is drying pretty fine, actually. It's pretty quick as well. And I think I missed a comment. Hold on. I have my phone tripod set up, so I have the screen on my Instagram and built on TikTok. Oh, okay. Ah, the three-legged type. Okay. That's cool. I've never, I think I've used a three-legged tripod before, but I've never had it. Oh, thank you for following. But it didn't survive for long. I don't know, it broke, I think, not too long ago. So yeah. And hello, welcome to my live. I forgot what I was doing. Oh, I'm going to paint this part now. Oh, the paint dried off. So let's clean that off and grab more paint. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do this without getting the pink where I don't want it, so I'm gonna be quiet when I need to get very straight lines, so I'm sorry if I'm a little bit quiet. Oh, you're from Spain? It's okay. If your English is bad, so long as it's understandable, I will respond to you. Don't worry. And Google Translate is a thing, so Google Translate is kind of bad though, so just a heads up. But yeah, if I understand, I'll definitely respond because, like, I my stream is usually in Indonesian and English. So if any of those are your preferred languages, or if you can speak that, then don't hesitate to chat. Um, are you going to custom paint the base? The base are going to be painted basically in this pink color, and I might add some decorations to it. I don't know if this is visible. Let me show you. So I added a tuft over there in the middle and some little ornaments here and there. So yes, I will be decorating the base a little bit. So these bases are already covered in a texture paint. I think it was Light Earth, but I don't remember the brand. But it's slightly textured, and then I'll be adding little ornaments to that so that it's more, what's it called? In Indonesian, it's called rame. It's more crowded. There we go. That's the word. Am I painting for fun or for a game? I want to play a game, but it is not a competition. So I guess this counts as fun because I've only played twice. And both are kill team and both without any gimmicks. So literally just grab the objective and count your points that way. So I've only been taught that kind for now. I am planning to learn more and actually play 40k. But for now, I've been sticking with Kill Team because it is easier and it has a lower price of entry, so that's why. Now that I see your name, I painted a Gundam lately. Oh, you also paint Gundams? Oh, hold on. Okay. You also paint Gundams? What kind of customs do you do? Or do you paint it like according to what's it called? Like according to the original colors, is it? Oh. You have everything in roses by your name. I remember that I painted a Gundam Exia Celestial Being. Oh, cool. Hold on, I need to get a straight line, I think. So give me like 2 seconds to fix this up first. I feel slightly pressured. Give me a second. Okay. I like Kill Team. Oh yeah, me too. I've only played twice. So I'm not any expert in the game or anything, but it has been fun the 2 times I've played. Although one time I played with someone who actually knew what they were doing, and then the other time I played against another person who is also pretty new to the game, and we had someone who knows how to play as like our judge and basically like someone who was explaining it as we go. So that was fun. But yeah, I've only played twice, so I'm not really sure about like everything about the game. But so far it's been fun. So yeah, I'm hoping that more people join and play Warhammer, because again, I think I've said this like a billion times, but there's not a lot of people who play here. And it's kind of a shame because the game is really fun. And I was kind of hoping that more people would know about the game. But it's been very limited in experience. Like, I mean, the community is quite small. I think only in the hundreds, where I think like outside it would be thousands at least. So like hundreds is pretty small, especially like for a whole hobby. Cause I know Gundam there's at least 1,000 here as well. And it is a pretty big hobby here, especially after going to the Gunpla Builders World Cup thing. There were so many people that I've never seen or even seen their Instagram, but they came to the event because they do play Gundams, and I didn't know that because yeah, so many people, and I bet that I haven't even come across like half of them. I made so many new friends because of that though. So, yeah. Okay, let me continue painting. I might suddenly grow silent here and there, but that's probably because smaller areas that I need to focus a little bit better on. So if I grow silent again, I'm sorry. But yeah. Since painting small miniatures like this, it's like it's a thing that happens quite often because they're pretty small and the details you need to be very careful to not get it everywhere else, you know? I'm still going to need to fix some of this up, I'm pretty sure, because I think it's gonna be a bit messy, but yeah. Finding people to play is always the hardest part of getting into a game. Um, the thing is, right, there's already a few hundred people that are playing and are very interested in the game. The community is not that unknown, basically. But I do want to make it a little bit bigger because it's very small. And like I wish more people knew about the game because it's really a fun game. So yeah, I'm just like hoping that more people know about it and more people get into it. Okay. Um, Painting miniatures is pretty tedious, honestly. I pulled out all of the miniatures that I need to paint, but honestly, I don't think we'll be able to do all of them today. Like, I feel like it's going to be like one, maybe, or two. Cause, cause yeah. But this is also like one of the more tedious ways to paint miniatures. So, if you are new to painting miniatures, then this is not the only way to paint and highlight your miniatures, just an FYI. You can just dry brush your miniatures and get a nice highlight effect. Um, but I am practicing my painting, so I've ended up going with this painting method because it is quite tedious and quite complicated. But also, I've decided to go with this painting method specifically because I am painting a kill team. So, painting a kill team, I only need to paint 6 of these, and that won't be too much um, of a hassle. If I am painting 40k with this method, I don't think we'll ever finish the army. So, I don't recommend it at all. Oh, how big is the Warhammer space in Indo? For the community that, like, I'm in a group WhatsApp chat with the community that I'm closer with, and there's around, I think, 300 people? Sorry. I think around 300 people, and not all of them are that active, and not all of them are active near my area as well. So it's been kind of hard to find new people that are playing. So when I go to the stores, well, to one specific store that I go to, um, there's recurring faces, so it's just them. But yeah, um, I think it's bigger in Bali though, So because there's more foreigners as well in Bali, so that might be a factor. But the group that I'm in, um, some of their players are from Bali and are in Bali. So the 300 is based on Bali and Jakarta area, Jakarta to Tangerang area, which is cities in Indonesia. So that's probably around how much it's like how much players total in like maybe Indonesia as a whole. But that is from the community that I'm in, so that's like specifically for that group. Not sure if there's any other groups, but there's probably overlapping people. So it'll be around that amount specifically for Indonesia. It's not that many, and I'm kind of hoping one day it'll get probably around as big as like Gundams. So yeah, one day, one day, maybe I'll be able to help grow the community up until that um reach length maybe, but yeah, for now it's around that big. I do think more people should get into it though. It's a very fun game, so I'm I'm pretty when I found out there was only like what 300 people, I was pretty shocked. I thought there'd be more just because like Gundams is not really a cheap game either, but a lot of people play it and a lot of people um build it and spend money on it. So, oh, okay. So, yeah, I thought that it'd be around the same at least for Warhammer, but apparently not. A lot of people choose Gundams over Warhammer, I think, which I'm not quite sure why. I wouldn't choose one over the other specifically. Um, but like I'd like to know why people would choose Gundams over Warhammer, like just as a data point, like I just want to know cuz it's very interesting cuz they're pretty similar. The only difference is one is smaller and less mecha. Well, depending on what you choose, it can be less mecha or just the same amount of mecha. So, yeah. I feel like that's just pretty random, honestly. Mm, maybe I should add highlight like there. Nah, we'll just keep it this way. It's the anime I feel like, and Gundam has been around for a while. I think, if I'm not wrong, Warhammer has also been around for a while. Probably not as long as Gundams though. Correct me if I'm wrong. Um, I don't think Warhammer has been around as long as Gundams, but they have been around long enough to be well known. I mean, and not just in one country. I mean like really well known everywhere. They're they're pretty old too. But yeah, for the anime, I think maybe that's the main reason as well. Because I don't think Warhammer has animes related to it or like shows or anything. I think my mouth glitched there for a second. I couldn't find words to spit out. But yeah, yes, the fan base is very loyal. But honestly, I don't think playing more than one game or building more than one type of um I don't know, hobby, I guess, like that's the best way I can describe this. That's You're still loyal to your hobby if you keep going at it, right? You're not betraying it, so I don't see why you can't pick up another one. Well, then again, I do get that Gundams are also quite pricey. Price of entry is also it's cheaper, a lot cheaper than Warhammer, so that's also a thing that I think people take into consideration. mainly price of entry. Like Gundams, if you want to enter, you just need to buy one kit and one nipper maybe. And if you get a really cheap kit and you get a really good nipper, like a higher end nipper, it'll probably be like 500 plus 100-ish, 200, 700. But that's if you get like the really cheap Gundam and a really good nipper. If you get like really cheap Gundam and pretty cheap nipper, then it'd be like a lot cheaper. But I think in the long run, right? I think honestly I will spend less doing Warhammer. I don't know if that makes sense. But like, because buying new kits, let's assume the prices are the same. Because if I buy Gundam for a certain price, like let's say an MG for 700, and I buy a whole team for Warhammer for 700, that kind of equates to me, because for Warhammer you get a few models. For Gundams you get one big model, you know. And I don't know, for Warhammer you get to actually play the game. Like there's not much you can do to Gundams after you're done building and customizing them. You can sell them or you can display them, but like I think in general there's not really much else to do with your Gundams after you're done. So I think that's another thing that I put into consideration when I ended up starting out the Warhammer hobby, because I can actually use it to play after, so it's not just sitting in a display case. Although nothing wrong with that, because I have full display cases of Gundam stuff as well, so it's not like I'm judging anyone. It's just like another thing that I did think about when I decided to start the Warhammer hobby, you know. But yeah, there's not really that many people playing or even getting into the hobby, so that just makes me a little bit sad, because I feel like it's a very good game that needs more attention here specifically. It doesn't need more attention overseas, I know that. It's pretty famous overseas, in fact, right? They probably don't need any more community growing overseas. Like, I feel like that's that, you know? It's pretty big. I heard that there are schools with Warhammer as an extracurricular activity from someone. I don't know if that's true or not. If you're from America or maybe Europe or something, can someone corroborate if it's true? Because that would be very cool. But here it's still very small that even mentioning like, oh, I play Warhammer, sometimes people don't know what that is yet. So there's that, and also like main reason why I want to kind of grow the community is that because I want to have more people play the game as well. So yeah. I'm sorry if you can't see anything right now, but this is a bit hard for me to paint. Oh, there is. Oh, okay. So I heard that there's random school extracurricular activities, but I didn't actually think Warhammer would be one of them. What other extracurricular activities are there, like, that are quite popular, maybe, that are maybe a little bit weird to have as extracurricular activity? Because, I don't know, I don't think I would expect Warhammer to be one. Because Warhammer it's a game, like, I don't know, I've never really heard of a game being an extracurricular activity. A sport, maybe, but but a game, not really. Sorry. maybe like chess. That's like as far as games go here, at least for extracurricular activities. So I've never really heard of like something like Warhammer being an extracurricular activity. So that's really new for me. Maybe it's also like I'm pretty sure it's mainly where I'm from, cuz it's pretty rigid here. There's not a lot of things you can get away with for extracurricular activities and stuff. Lots of languages and arts become extracurricular activities though, because for arts you don't really have it as a main subject after a certain age. I think like after a certain grade they just kind of drop off with that subject. So they make up for it by making it an extracurricular activity. But I did go to an international school, so national schools might be a bit different when it comes to that arrangement. But this was my personal experience, so yeah. At my old elementary school, they now grow vegetables and raise chicken and goats. So they have like a mini farm. That sounds interesting, actually. I remember there was this one school event. I think it was for Independence Day. And they had this. It was an event. I don't know why they decided on this event specifically. But you gotta chase after chickens. So, chasing after chicken, and then if you grab the chicken, you win, and you get to keep the chicken, like as a class, which, looking back at it, right, like when I was at school, that sounded real cool and fun. But now looking back at it, it's kind of weird. Like, we live in a city, so I don't know where one would keep their chicken. And like the school I went to was pretty prestigious, so like not a lot of kids like to get their hands dirty there. So I don't know. That just didn't really seem to um too on brand. Like it seemed pretty weird. So yeah. Oh, that's great. Um the kids at my school would probably have thought of it as a hassle, including me. I thought I would think of it as a hassle, I think. Because, like, I like animals, but I hate growing plants. Like, I've never successfully grown one. I think that's why I don't like growing plants. So it's nothing against plants. I can't keep one alive for the life of me. So I think I have, like, just a thing about that. Like, I wouldn't wanna be part of a club where I'll just be killing off everything. So yeah. So that sounds fun, actually, but like yeah. I've only been successful with my current three cactus, what's spring onion and bawang merah, what's it called? I don't know what it is in English. The, like garlic but red. That one. So yeah. That's the only one I've been successful with, and even then I didn't grow them alone. So there's that. Yeah, chase the chicken, like literally. They left we had this huge field for soccer. And it was an actual grass field, and they just and it was covered by like chicken wire cages. So they just let the chickens free and then told us to chase after them. And if we could catch one, we won the chicken, basically. I don't remember if, like, that's the specific rule, but I remember us needing to catch the damn chickens, and I was, I was really confident I would win for some reason. I didn't, but I was really confident I would win for some reason. Don't know why. But yeah, that that was fun memory, I guess. Is it fun? It's a memory, that's for sure. I think I would give um I ended up bringing home that chicken too, but it got sick and it didn't survive for too long. So I think I'd give a lot to go back there, to go back to that time and just not take the chicken with me, because I feel bad because it ended up dying because it got sick. But then again, um, we live in the city, so I don't know what I was expecting. Because I don't think any chicken would survive well um, without the proper environment. Goes for everything, right? But like having a chicken in like your house with just normal tiles, not proper chicken feed, and I think it was because my mom didn't want it inside the house. We had to tie it up outside, and there were lots of stray cats, so I bet it was real stressed out too. So those were probably all reasons why it didn't survive. But yeah, that was terrible decision on my part wanting to keep the chicken. But it was a very long time ago, and I was young as well. Very um naive and enthusiastic about what's it called? Animals, I guess. My elementary is in the downtown of my city, Austin. Oh, cool. I've never been to anywhere outside Asia, I think. So I'm not sure what that is like. I've I'm not sure what that looks like or what that would feel like. Can you elaborate maybe? Oh, I thought that was my cat. Can you elaborate so like I get the feel, maybe like the vibes of the place? Because I've always wanted to go outside to outside of Asia to just like look around and stuff. But it's very expensive. Like, damn. I didn't think it'd be that expensive to go to like another country that's not in Asia. Like even going to a country in Asia, it's really damn expensive, honestly. Oh, really? The connection is great? Oh, that's good. I'm gonna keep it this way then. So it's been 2 days in a row that someone's complimented my connection, where it's usually it's complaints about the connection. So I'm happy about that. So maybe it's because of the PC, or maybe it's because it's a LAN connection, but I think it's both like working together. Cause um cause when I have the laptop, it started feeling really hot really quickly. So that's great. I'm glad you can see the kits well. The camera's been changed as well, like the angle of the camera. So I'm glad that it worked out. I thought I didn't need to use this painting handle, but I decided to do that after checking. And when I was painting like this, I covered it with my hand. So like you guys can't see when I'm doing this. So I decided to use painting handle, so if I want to switch the angle up, you guys will still be able to see it no matter what. So I'm glad this whole new setup is working out fine. Might change a bit here and there later in the future, because I think my setup right now is still very messy. So I'm gonna need to fix it up soon. But yeah, I'm glad that so far this is working out fine. So let's keep going first. When did you upgrade? When did I upgrade? Hold on, let me think. I think this weekend. So I think this weekend I went out. Well, last, I guess, because this weekend haven't happened yet. Last weekend, I went out to get the PC done. So I bought some second-hand PC parts from a friend of mine. and got that tested at like a actual place that helps you build your PCs. And there I asked them to just fill in the blanks with that. So I got like the case and other stuff that I was missing from the secondhand parts that I was given. And I got the PC there, and it was done the same day. And then the next day I got the monitor, which is a TV actually. It's not a monitor. So it's a TV. And yeah, so that's when I got the whole setup done. The last weekend. That's the answer. I think I'll just paint it this way. Cause I'm sorry if you can't see anything at the moment, but like give me 2 seconds to clear up what I was doing. Cause I think it'll be easier to do it this way. Well, not easier, but like it'll look better if I just clean it up this way. Yeah, I don't hate it, so we'll just keep it that way. Okay. Austin, Texas is a great place to visit. It's very chill, and we are known for our live music scene. We have a lot of nature walks. Ah, okay. That sounds very nice, actually. It sounds very relaxing. I haven't had the chance to go anywhere very nature-esque. Like, where I live, it's like very city. So, trees are eh. And like there's not a lot of places where you can take a nice nature filled walk. Sorry. I don't know why. I've been coughing. I think it's the soy milk, because soy milk does help make me cough like this. But I didn't think it'd be this bad. If I knew it'd be this bad, I wouldn't have drunk much. I still have some left too. But I really like soy milk, so it's probably not gonna stop me from finishing the rest of it. But I might just finish it after the live so that I don't cough anymore or hack anymore during the live, you know? So yeah. Maybe a other light from your left side? Left? Oh, what do you mean? For better view, or I can turn on the light actually from my left, this one, right? Because this is my left. So I can actually turn on the light. I'm not sure how that looks. That didn't do much, did it? It did something, but not much. So I used to have, what's it called? A table, like a desk. A desk lamp on my right. I don't know what's wrong with me. I used to have a desk lamp on this side, on the right, and I had to take it down because I had nowhere else to put the case for the PC. So that's why there's no light at the moment. But the camera I'm using for filming the miniatures have a light, so I've turned it on, and it is on its brightest light. So there's that. But yeah, I ended up moving the light to my floor at the moment because there's nowhere else to put it. So it's just now chilling on my floor doing nothing. So yeah, I'm planning to move around the whole setup once again later when I get everything I need, because I think I want to grab like a little shelf to put my keyboard under, because you can still see a little bit of it here, this white thing. So I kind of want to have somewhere I can push it to hide for while I'm not using it. Also because I have cats that like to jump on the table when I'm not looking, so I don't want them sleeping on my keyboard. So I think that that would be a very good investment. So there's that. So let's continue the legs. So sometimes I have two cats. One is named Molly and one is named Fluffy. Fluffy is a domestic cat that I picked up from the streets 4 years ago, if I am not mistaken. It is 4 years ago that I picked her up from the streets, and she has grown so fat that people mistake her for a purebred something. Like, they don't know what breed she is, but she's definitely not domestic. So people keep mistaking her for that. Um, but yeah, so she's grown really healthy. And I have Molly, who's actually a Persian. And she's the, like, at first I thought Fluffy is the naughty one, considering how she keeps doing whatever she wants. But now that it's been a while that I had both of them, I got Molly around 4 years ago as well. And she's only a few months younger than Fluffy, so they're about the same age. And now that I've lived with them for a bit more, like for 4 years, right? I realized the naughty one is actually Molly. So she's the one that likes to climb up on my desk without caring. Although Fluffy does it too, but Fluffy does it when she has a purpose. Like, she wants me to come out and play, or she thinks she needs to be fed right then and there. She has a purpose when she does it. Like Molly, she does not, she just want to climb. And sometimes I find Molly in our kitchen sink as well. So she's really naughty. But yeah, so she likes climbing onto this table as well. So that's why I'm thinking of getting the little shelf, like, to put the keyboard under. The setup looks good, thank you. It's still very messy though. Like, my table is still very crowded. Like, I wanna move around a few things because it's very full. Like, I don't want it to be this full. It's kind of hard to keep things on the table when it's full. And again, naughty cats, so something will be knocked around, and that's not something I want either. Like, I want everything on my table to be kind of safe from them. So yeah. I found a kitten from the streets and call him Dirt Baby. Oh, okay. Oh, your comment was held because the bot thought that it was inappropriate. Uh, don't know why, not sure, but I've allowed the comment. Anyways, oh, he's a Maine Coon. Oh, that sounds fun. I love Maine Coons. I was about so getting Molly. I was going to get a Maine Coon instead, but because the owner of the Maine Coon decided against it last minute, I ended up getting Molly, which is the owner of the Maine Coon's neighbor. They were coincidentally having kittens right around then, and way too many of them as well. So that's why they ended up deciding to give me Molly. She's part of the litter that they didn't really expect and they didn't have much room for. So I ended up getting her. And I didn't get to see the rest of the litter, so I didn't actually pick her. I was given her without, like, options. But I'm glad that I got her specifically. She's very sweet and very kind, very caring cat. She'll come to you when you're crying to purr in your lap. So she's very what's it called? What's it called? She's very caring. What about your comment? I don't see any other comments that has been held. So I'm not sure what you guys are talking about. I mean, what you were talking about, sorry. Cause I don't see any other comments being held. So if your comment has been held, I'm sorry, I don't see it. I can't quite allow it if I don't see it, so maybe try commenting again, but like maybe you need to join some words so that it's not flagged as a bad word or a slur, maybe, because that could be it. Maine Coons are the best. Are they? Why are they the best? Because I have no preference at all for the breed of my cats. And like in the future as well, if I'm getting more, which I mean, very likely, considering I love cats, but maybe not in the near future. But again, if I'm getting cats, I probably wouldn't care what breed they are. So what I'm curious, what makes Maine Coon the best in your eyes? I want to know, cause I don't think there's much of a difference. Is there? Actually, is there much of a difference? I want to know now, cause all I know are Maine Coons are huge. They can be huge at least if they're not. And I have problems with Molly's fur, who's only a Persian. So I don't know how I'm going to be lint rolling a whole couch and then have that cat sit and then have fur on the whole couch again. They're huge, and it's like living. It's like living with a doll. Why living like a why live like living with a doll? My mouth. I'm sorry. Why live it like living with a doll? My brain and my mouth not really in sync, is it? But yeah, why so? What makes them like doll like? So many things I need to fix. Damn it. There's so much mess that I've created. Okay. They're a large breed of cats. My cat talks a lot. Oh, Molly is pretty quiet, but Fluffy talks a lot as well. I don't know how to shut them up though, cause like I'm worried that it's going to be an issue one day, cause she's very loud and she doesn't shut up, especially when she wants something. She will not shut up about it, and she'll just keep meowing until she gets it or she gets tired. Like, she likes going out, but I don't like to let her go out because she likes to pick fights with the neighborhood cats. So I ended up not letting her out. And nowadays, if she wants to go outside, she'll just sit at the door and just keep meowing. So I don't know how to shut up a cat that wants that doesn't care and just wants you to do what they want you to do. Cause I need to know. Google images Maine Coons and you'll see why it's like looks like a dog. Uh, I've seen pictures of Maine Coons and like yeah, that makes sense now. But like I thought you meant like living with a doll as in like the it doesn't quite move a lot or like it's lazy, cuz dolls don't move. But that makes sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually. Maine Coons are really pretty. They do look like living dolls, honestly. It makes me kind of curious what would have happened if I did got the Maine Coon instead of Molly. His only kitten and his bigger than my 4-year-old cat. Oh, damn. My cats are 4 years old, so I bet that your Maine Coon is bigger than mine as well. They're not that small for their age, but they're also not huge. So I am assuming that they're huge. Oh, I mean your Maine Coon is huge. But I remember where I went to my vet once, and then this was like the first time they brought home this cat. And the cat was a domestic, I think, but it grew really big. I think it was almost I think it was as big as a Maine Coon would get. I don't know how, they got that big. But when I asked the vet how the cat got that big, because it was definitely domestic, it was not a Maine Coon or any other like bred cat. The vet just told me it was because he was fed well. Where, like, I mean, I feed my kids well, but I don't see them growing that big ever. Like, maybe Molly would not because she's quite the picky eater. But Fluffy, she eats anything, like human foods as well, no exceptions. So, if anyone's gonna be fed well and grow big, it's gonna be Fluffy. But she's also kind of stunted around the normal size of a cat. So I don't know what's up with that cat specifically, but my vet told me that cats do grow that big and it's pretty normal, but I don't think so. I really don't think that normal cats would grow that big unless it's like mixed or anything. Cuz I really don't think that like domestic cats will be that huge. He was like half of me at least. Maybe like stretched 3/4 of me. So it's pretty big. And I was pretty shocked that the vet told me that. Maybe random genetics. Oh, that's true. Maybe. Maybe there was like a gene that specifically was not what's it called? That was not what's it called? Regulated? That's the word. Regulated. Yeah, maybe there was a gene that was not specifically regulated in this specific cat. But yeah, he was huge. His name was Tom as well. Like Tomcat, like Tom and Jerry. So that's why I remembered it because of the name. And also because he was huge. He took up like, so there's like this like tiered cages, right? And he took up like one tier of the cage. So I remember being very impressed with his size. I feel like that can be interpreted wrongly if taken out of context. But yeah, I've I remember though my seeing Molly for the first time. She was really small. She was around yay big. Yeah, yay big. That. Literally, like that big. So she was really small. And it was really cute too. She was around she was around the size of a 300 milliliter bottle. I don't know why that was like the comparison that I ended up going with. But I had a photo of her next to a 300 milliliter bottle. So I think that's specifically why I ended up sticking with that as the main comparison when I talk about her. But yeah, whenever I talk to people about Molly, I always bring that up as the form of measurement. But now she's at least 600 milliliters and she's longer than that 600 milliliter bottle. So she's gone really big now. So she managed to get her growth spurt, which I'm glad she did. But her fur, I don't know if this is a normal thing, but her fur, she sheds like crazy. And I don't know how to mitigate that. She sheds like there's no tomorrow, man. Like, it's kind of nuts how much she sheds. And I don't know how to fix it. Like, I don't know how to get her to shed less. We've tried vitamins. We've tried vitamins, like, with grooming and stuff, right? But, like, she's still shedding, like, so much. I think it's because of the amount of dry food she takes in. Because she's not a big fan of wet food, specifically. So, that's probably why. But, like, I don't know how to make her like wet food more. Which I think it's like a weird concern, because I think usually people are concerned that their cat doesn't want to eat the dry food because it's not as good or like as tasty as the wet food. But I have a different concern. Like, she doesn't want to eat her her wet food, but she keeps eating her dry food. So she's not all that healthy is the thing. I think that's why her fur keeps falling off. Honestly, I think that's like the main reason. But there's not much I can do because she doesn't like um dry food. Also, I'm sorry that the camera is kind of cut off, so let me try moving it maybe. Let me see. Like, if I'm... Okay, I guess I'll keep the camera here, and maybe I'll try to keep my face here. When I found him, he was the size of my hand. Now he's huge. I feel like cats grow really quickly though, like way too quickly. Because, like, I was not prepared for how big Molly and Fluffy were gonna be. Like, and it was so quick too that I was like, oh damn, you're already this big. And, like, I needed to get new litter box, collar, and stuff very regularly. I just was not expecting to need to do that quick, I guess. Like, I feel like maybe dogs don't grow as quickly. Like, cats do. I can't mix the food together. She will just not eat it. She will just end up starving because she is that picky. I've tried mixing it because so she has this snack that she likes, and I'm pretty sure this is like almost every cat's favorite snack. It's the liquid snack. Um, that is her favorite snack in the world, and she is not a big fan of anything else, like fish in general. So one time, because it was Fluffy's birthday, I think, so we wanted to give her a special treat because it was her birthday. Well, her birthday, we don't know when she actually was born, but that was the day we picked her up. Well, I picked her up off the streets. So we made that her birthday. And because it was her birthday, I decided let's give her some tuna because she likes fish. So I grabbed some tuna and I put it in the little treat bowl, and Molly would not touch it. So I figured she's just not a big fan of tuna. So I ended up mixing it with some of her favorite treats. She will not touch it at all. Her her favorite treats just left alone. She will not eat it. She will not even touch it after sniffing it. And that was that. She never even went to look for it again. So I was pretty shocked because I thought that like that treat could change a lot of her preferences, because sometimes like when it comes to like vitamins or oils, she still eats it when there's oil or vitamin in it, maybe because it's not as strong of a smell as tuna. But yeah, she just would not touch it afterwards, so Fluffy ended up eating that. So mixing foods will not work on her, I don't think. Because even for like wet food, unless it's the one where she really, really likes this specific brand or something like that, then she just won't touch it. I have a cat that likes chicken, and then my main likes bacon. I see. My Molly doesn't like human food, basically, I guess, equivalent of. So she only likes packet foods, like pet packet foods. She doesn't like human foods. So if I buy actual like chicken or beef to cook for her, she won't touch it. But in the packet, she'll be okay with it. But she knows if it's like home cooked or not. So if it's home cooked, it's just no way she'll touch it. But if it's packet food, she will touch that. So there's that. I kind of wish she would eat human foods though sometimes. Like, I like that she doesn't steal mine, definitely, but like sometimes it makes it tricky to find her food that she will like, cuz she's very picky. The wet food that I've been giving her, she's gotten bored of it, and she's not eating any other wet foods either. So I don't know how to get her to eat. So that's an issue. Like, I wish she would be less picky about her food, honestly. Like, I wouldn't mind her trying to steal something off my plate at this point. Like, that's how desperate I am for her to eat something else other than the dry food that I've been giving her. Because I don't know why she likes it so much. It's not even like the expensive kind. It's pretty cheap. So I don't know what about it that she likes, like, specifically. I don't know why she loves it so much, and I don't know why she picked that over wet food either. Cause, like, I mean, why? Wet food is the expensive kind. And like, it's unhealthy to keep eating just dry food. And it's gonna be a hassle if she becomes very unhealthy that I need to go to the vet as well. Because none of the cats like the vet. So there's that as well. So I really don't want a visit to the vet. I think the legs are okay. It's a bit, the color is still a bit not as opaque, but we're gonna add another color on top anyways. It should be okay. So it's just, oh, did I scratch that? Let me fix. After this, I'm gonna need to come back with the base color, I think, to fix it up, because it's messy. It's hella messy. Okay. Maybe it's the texture and taste she likes. The jelly of it, though. So, the ones that she likes usually has gravy and jelly. So she likes to lick the gravy, and then she likes to eat the jelly. But it's specific brands. So she has specific brands that she will eat, and specific flavors from that brand that she will eat. But it's expensive. And I can't afford to get just that. Also because Fluffy will get really bored really quickly. She's not the type to stick with one food as well. So I've been having issues with that. Like, Molly's really picky, and she only has certain stuff that she likes. Meanwhile, Fluffy's picky and she gets bored easily. So that's an issue because I can't just buy more, because I give them half and half. So I don't give them one full packet a cat. I give them half a packet in the morning and half a packet at night to save on costs, because it's expensive having kids, having babies, having pets. I mean, like, not real babies, but like my babies are expensive enough, honestly. But but yeah, so I end up trying to save money by giving them that way. But it's hard to get Molly to like what Fluffy likes and get Fluffy to like what Molly wants. So, and if I go with what they both want, then that's gonna cost me a fortune, cuz it's expensive. Nothing they like is cheap. Like, nothing they love is cheap, honestly. And I don't know how, but they know the price. I know that they know. It's like they know, at least. So yeah, been having issues with feeding Molly specifically, because she doesn't like specific shit. Like, she has preferences, and that makes it difficult. But she likes all dry food, which makes me kind of confused as to why she's turning down all this wet food then, because considering, right, you're not very picky about the dry food, so why are you picky about the wet food, you know? Like, I'd like to find out. Like, I'd like to know what the issue is with your wet food. I think if there's a way to get my cats to talk to me for like a minute each, I would just ask them their preference of food and why they will not touch specific foods so that I can get them the food that they like, because it's kind of ridiculous how many packets they won't touch. But I don't know why, so there's that. Honestly, this method takes so long. I don't know why I've decided to go with this. I know practice, but like, damn, it's taking forever. I should have opted for a different painting method, I think. I think... Okay, there we go. Okay. So... we're almost done with the everything that's stuck to the guy. We still have a backpack and a hand to do for him specifically. I thought we'd be able to do at least 2 of them with this like color. I mean, like with the highlight up until here. But I guess not, because it is already taking me forever to do this. So, let me try to hurry it up. So, hopefully, we can finish this and then fix up all the mistakes. And then from there, I'll do the rest of them myself off camera so we can finally add the other layer of highlights onto this. The color combination is coming out great, thank you! I picked them out very randomly, kind of, almost, because I was trying to experiment with colors. So, I'm glad it's turned out fine. And yes, I do have the leader finished. This is, hold on, I don't know if I can't see. So this is their leader, the sergeant. He's got a white helmet with the little skull on. And yeah, so this is the leader guy. He has a plasma gun, but I'm not great at painting the plasma effect yet. So that's on hold until I get more painting prowess. I'm thinking of changing the color of the plasma beam to like blue, because I use kind of like a rose gold color for the gun itself, and that's turned out to be very similar to yellow, more similar than I thought it would be, so the plasma color doesn't show. And I tried pink, but I can't add the glow effect to the Marines, because then you won't see anything, because the Marines are already pink. So I'll be trying out different colors. Or light green. I don't have enough greens, I think, for that. I barely have enough blues, but I am painting Siege for my 40k, right? So that's where I'm hoping I'll get the blue, because then I need a lot of blues for Siege. But maybe a light green will do nice. So I'll probably do a little mock-up like on Photoshop to see how everything will go, and then choose from there. Or maybe I'll ask Instagram to choose when I do come back to it. But yeah, it will be a thing later, after everything is done. So this first, and then I'll think about that, because again, painting prowess not that great yet, so we're still learning things and still trying to paint the best way I can. And I'm still not sure how to paint the plasma. So, we'll see when we get there. And I'm sorry that my face keeps going out of focus. So, I think I'm usually around here, so let's move that a bit. So yeah, I think I'm usually around here. And yeah, let's clean up the pink and make all of this very light pink more opaque where it's lacking opacity. So I used to hate painting with a wet palette, but after getting a legit wet palette, I actually like it a lot better. So don't try to DIY your wet palette in case you were thinking of doing that. Just get an actual wet palette with an actual sponge and actual papers. Or maybe just get a sponge and the papers and then get a container that you can put the sponge and paper in to act as your wet palette, because it's a lot better with one. But also a DIY one is not going to have your paint lasting as long as the one that you buy in store. Because at least that's what I felt. It felt very felt like it dried up way too quickly when I was using a DIY palette. But I was told I could, so that's why I tried it out. But after trying the actual thing, like the one you have to buy at the store with a significant amount of money, it's a lot better. So yeah, I do recommend it that way. Like, don't try to DIY your wet palette. It's not worth it, honestly. Okay, I think that this is fine. And oh, it is not fine. There's still the back. Painting is quite tedious. It's very tedious, actually. It's not quite tedious. It's very tedious, but it's also very calming, I think, for me, because it takes I don't know, it's like it's repetitive motions, and it's nice to just do it without much thought, you know? Like, at least if you already know what your color scheme's gonna be, then you don't really have to think about it. And you just go and paint where you think is best. So I like that about painting. It is tedious though, very tedious. I agree with that. But it's very fun. So yeah. Okay. It's not... Maybe it's too liquid. I think maybe my paint is a bit too wet. So it's not as opaque as I need it to be. Maybe it's my paintbrush that's a bit too wet, so hopefully drawing it a bit more would help. I think it is the paintbrush, because now it's pretty opaque. I don't know if it's visible that it's more opaque, even by a little bit. Okay. Let's clean up some more edges. Like this one. And then this one also needs a bit of cleanup. This one too. I feel like it's really messy. I feel like I could have done better, but I don't know why. I think this is fine, maybe. A few places I still want to... Oh yeah, it is the brush. I laid it on a bit too thick on the arm, I think. So that's where I first started. And it's slightly too thick, like it's not watered down enough. It's not as smooth as I want it to be. That's a shame. I don't know how to fix it. It's not like I can smooth it down by just adding more water. Okay, I think we can start cleaning up the edges now. What color did you use for the darker color again? My darker color is a base color called Screamer Pink. So, I'll repeat this in case there's someone like new in the chat, or I mean in the live. So this is everything I'm using for this. So up to this color, like right here, what you're seeing. First, I started with this base color, which is Screamer Pink. And then I added the wash, which is the Berserker Blood Shade. This is the shade color that I use. I was told it is more recommended to use a violet color. I forgot the specific violet color that was recommended to me, but you guys can try that out. And then right now for the layer section, I'm using this color called Emperor's Children. So that's everything that I'm using up to get up to here. For the finished product, to get up to like all of these highlights and stuff, I went one more layer with Fulgrim Pink. So this is a little bit lighter than Emperor's Children. This one I kind of just dry brushed it on, and then also for the edge highlights. After that though, if you look on this, I'm not sure if it's visible, but if you see the real one, there's like this very light spot. That one I actually used a dry brushing color, which is yellow color, which, let me grab the color and see what it is. Whoa! Damn it. Let me give the camera back. Okay, sorry, I'm not used to this setup yet, so it's kind of hard for me to grab things. It's called Hexos Pilsun. So this is the color I use for the last highlight color. For the accents of like the weapons and stuff like that, I use a lot of Corax White for all of these white details. For the brass color, it's this color, Screaming Bell. Oops, where is it? So this is a base color, it's called Screaming Bell, and it's kind of like rose gold. And that's all the metal colors that you're seeing on this. Other colors that I use on this, for leather, it's the snake skin contrast color. For the skin is Kislev Flesh, and then the wash for the skin is Agrax Earth Shade. And I think that's that. Everything else is basically normal stuff, like it's mainly like Corax White and stuff like that. So yeah, that's everything I use for this color scheme that I'm doing. Oh, thank you. Thanks for the compliment. I think my wet palette is a bit dry. The edges have started curling upwards, so might have to add a bit of water after this. Or maybe like now? Maybe now. I hope I'm not moving the camera. Actually, I have this stock of water at, like, in bottles, I mean. And I mainly use it for painting. So I get the water and then sometimes I use it for the, what's it called, for the brush washing, like water, but sometimes I use it to replenish my wet palette when it's already dried up. I have two bottles. If I'm not sure if you guys will see it later when it's out, but I have this YouTube video that's coming out about unboxing a Warhammer Kill Team. So I had that facing towards my desk area, and that one, it showed the two bottles. One of them is kind of empty, and that empty-ish bottle is the one where I throw away the dirty cleaning water. So there's that. So, oh wait, this is wrong color. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm gonna go back with Screamer Pink, where I think I've messed up a bit, or like I want it to have a cleaner edge. Just so that it'll be nice and smooth, basically. The edges are nice and smooth, so it'll look very neat. So let's get on with that. Hopefully I don't mess it up. Because I don't want to have to cover... Ah, damn it. I already messed up. So I don't really want to have to recover everything, but I think might have to later. Like, well, not everything, but like here and there, with another coat of the Emperor's Children. So yeah. So for now, why is it going upwards? I want it on the side. Okay. No, that's not too bad. Sorry if my face is out of the camera. Okay, so it's okay. So I'm trying to get this as neat as possible, but it's really hard for some reason. So hopefully I get most of this neat, so I don't have to clean it up again. But yeah, I'm also going to try to re-add in some lines that's been lost. So there's some details that has been covered up. So I'm gonna try to have those come back out. Show again, I mean. So I might not be speaking sometimes because I'm kind of panel lining basically with the brush. Oh crap, that's way too high. Okay. This is kind of tough. Okay, I think. Okay. I have to go for physical therapy now, but great live stream and awesome work. Thank you! And good luck with your physical therapy. I'm not sure what it's for, or if it's like, I don't know, but like, just good luck with it, I guess. See you next time. So, I might be quiet for most of this part, honestly, because this is mainly where I have to be more detailed and my hand has to be more stable when I'm doing this one. so I might not be as fun to watch. Oh, good luck! See you next time! Hopefully it goes well. Okay, so I'm panel lining this basically because the layer color kind of covered up the very, very shallow crevice that was given to me. So hopefully we do this well, and then we don't have to cover anything anymore on this part, at least with the layer color, because I have a feeling I'm gonna mess it up again if we do. So I'm gonna try to get this. It's not clean, but well, again, hopefully we don't have to clean up too much of it, I guess. The goal has changed from not cleaning up to not cleaning up too much. Maybe I should do this like myself so that it's not as nerve-wracking. But I kind of want to finish this with you guys because I started with you guys. So let's see how much I can do, I guess. Oh, there's a box here. Okay, I got the box pretty neat, so hopefully everything else will also be pretty neat. Why is it so hard to clean up the edges? I think maybe it's because my brush has started to fray a bit for some reason. It shouldn't be though. I just bought this not too long ago, so it shouldn't fray. At least not much. Ah! Oh no. I've messed it up already. Damn it. It's kind of hard to do this. Okay. That's a lot of messing up. I think that's fine. Need to add a little bit to here. Okay. And then where else? Here. These lines. I'm sorry if I'm not too entertaining right now. But I'm trying to get all of the edges cleaned up real nice so that we don't have to go over it with the layer color again. Seems like that's gonna be a pipe dream though. It seems like it's going to be another layer of the lighter pink after this. At least not throughout the whole thing. So I've got that going for me. But it's still gonna be another layer of it because I've gotten it kind of messy here and there. So damn it. Okay. Think. Is there? No. Okay. There's so many things that I need to fix up here and there, and then now I need to go back with like the layer color after I fix up all the legs. Ah! Why can't I be neat the first time around? I feel like I did better with the other one. I don't know why this one is not listening to me. Like the brush maybe is a bit more frayed. So maybe that's why. But I feel like I did better with the other one. Okay. I messed it up again. Also, I'm sorry if it's not that clear what I'm doing, because I know I'm a bit out of frame for the miniature itself. I'm trying to keep it in frame, but it's kind of difficult considering the circumstances of me trying to clean edges up. It's not the easiest to clean edges while you're trying to get everything on camera. So I apologize in advance for that. Okay, I think we can do a little layer of the Emperor's Children and maybe call it a day after, but we'll see. We'll see how well I do this layer, because you know, I might mess it up again, so who knows. Okay, let's try to get it all really neat without much interference, I guess. It's kind of tough to twist it around. Okay, then that side. I think my mic is bumping the camera here and there, so I'm sorry if you're hearing some kind of scraping noise. Okay, also to make it more opaque, let's give it another coat. Then this part. Wah. Oh, is it? That's good. That's great if the audio is nice. I was hoping that it was already connected to my headphones, so I think it has. So that's good news. So I think when I tested it yesterday, I think it wasn't yesterday, it was Sunday. I tested it Sunday, and the audio sounded kind of meh, because I wasn't using headphones, I think. Oh wait, no, it was using headphones. So I was kind of worried that the audio would not be too great. But I'm glad you said the audio is good. So that means the quality hasn't really changed much. And that I got pretty good headphones. I think that's good. And then we can do this top part. And this part needs to be straighter. Something changed, but I don't know what changed on my screen. Something moved, but I'm not sure what moved. Okay, I think this is not opaque enough as well. So let's give it a second go over. Oh, I'm way out of frame, I'm sorry. And then the crotch area is also kind of... I think that's okay. We're going to need to add a little bit of panel lining to that. So let's do that. Sorry for the occasional cough. I wanna drink, but like my drink is, what's it called? Soy milk. And it will just make my voice worse. So let's try to get very clean panel lines in one go. Hopefully. I think that was clean enough. Let's clean up the butt here. Because I didn't realize it, but it's a bit messy down here. Okay, that's cleaned up. Okay. I think there's a few spaces that I need to go back with the layer color. So let's do that. So, soy milk doesn't really affect my voice, but it affects my throat because it's a bit thick. It makes me cough more. So it makes my voice slightly raspier because of that. Oh, I forgot this part to clean up. So that's why I'm not keen on drinking my soy milk now. Cause, yeah, it's a bit thick. So it's gonna make my voice a bit raspier. Yeah. I don't know why, but drinking cold drinks and also, what's it called? Thicker, like milk, smoothies, milkshakes, stuff like that, that are cold and on the thicker side, more viscous side, that does affect my throat quite a lot. So I've been trying to not drink that before my streams, but sometimes you're just like out and about and you just don't really think about it. Because I went out with my mom just now to do some errands, and then there was some soy milk and I just decided to get it because I didn't think much of it. And I remembered I was gonna stream, so now I'm streaming with like a slightly raspy voice. Hopefully this doesn't quite bother you guys too much, because I forgot I was gonna stream today. I forgot it was a Thursday is the thing, rather than anything else. I forgot it was already Thursday, because the week went by kind of quickly. It went quicker than I expected it to, so I think that's why. Alright, this also needs a second layer. This too. I think. Oh, this too. I think that's fine. Just a little bit here. And then a little bit there. Then maybe clean up a little bit more elsewhere. Like on the head. Because I haven't touched the head apparently. Oh, really? Okay, that's great. But I've been like... sorry. I've been correcting my... like, I've been doing that quite a bit now. Because my throat doesn't feel all too great. I'm glad it doesn't sound raspy though, so that's a win. On my part. I thought it sounded a bit raspy, so that's why I was worried. Honestly, for a second there, oh crap, okay. For a second, like after drinking soy milk, I thought I got sick again. and I was about to get mad at myself. I'm like, how did I even get sick again? But then I remembered that soy milk does that to me, and I was like, oh, right, yeah. Drinking soy milk, that's why. I'm gonna need to fix the head again. Well, not again, this is the first time I've touched the head, so gonna need to fix the head, period. I guess doing this while streaming is not my forte, because doing this by myself, I didn't need to fix things up this many times, because I think it was also because I wasn't speaking, right? So there's that. Like, I was focused mainly on the painting process, but since I'm streaming it, my focus has been cut into half, I think, because I'm streaming and thinking about the stream, and then also thinking about painting. So that's probably what's making it kind of messy here and there. I swear I do better when no one's watching me. I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. I also tend to forget where I need to patch things up. So I end up doing things twice sometimes because I forget. And then I realize, and then I have to go back and do it again. So yeah. So after waiting for this to dry, it's covered up one more time because I can still see the dark pink streak on the light pink. Okay, that should be good. And then on the back, there's a little bit on the backpack that I want to cover up here. I want the line to be crisper. So we're gonna clean it up and hope for the best. That I don't mess it up, I mean. And then this part is where I'm hoping to not mess up. Okay. Woo! I think that went pretty well. There's some parts that still need fixing. I'm like turning this around to make sure I haven't missed anything I need to fix. Oh, I have. I knew I wasn't done. There we go. I think that should be okay. I'm probably gonna need to clean up. No, actually, I don't think so. I think everything's fine. I just need to add a little bit of the dark pink here. And on this side, because I have this gradient going on with the rest of it that I've painted already, so it'd be weird to not have it here. And then I think while it's still wet, let's do this pink as well onto the front. Oh, whoops. It's not wet enough. The paint under is not wet enough. Okay. Sorry if I'm not reading the comments at the moment. Give me 1 second. Sorry for the voice. Also, how long does it usually take to finish one of these guys? So I started out this live session. It's been 2 hours and 13 minutes since then. I started it out with it looking like this. So this is the original one that it looks like, with the base paint and also a shading color. And it took me around 2 hours and 13 minutes to just finish the highlight for this. So, and this is only one arm, so there's another arm that I haven't done, and I think it's this one. So it's this one, and there's also this backpack that I need to highlight as well. So usually it doesn't really take this long, but because I'm painting while I'm speaking, I do make more mistakes than usual. So 2 hours would probably be the whole guy plus backpack usually. But also this is because I'm using a more tedious painting method for this guy. So this is a test piece that I did with someone who's teaching me how to paint. So this guy, base painting it was less than an hour, and then highlighting it was also a lot less than an hour because I use a dry brushing method. So it was just like that, and then it's done. So this one was pretty quick, a lot less than an hour, like 30 minutes maybe. For maybe like after the dry brushing is like 15 minutes, like less than an hour, 45 minutes. But because I'm using what is called the classic painting method for this, it is taking a lot longer than what usually it should. So yeah, I'm not even done with this, by the way. So what I admire is that you have a patience I definitely lack. I think mainly for me, like doing this, it's not really that I'm patient. It's just because I do enjoy painting in general. So that's what makes me able to do this for like 2 hours straight. For things that I don't like, for things that I don't really like, or like I don't really have a passion for, I don't really tend to be able to sit down and spend a lot of hours on it. 2 hours is already like a lot of hours, and it's not something that I'm usually able to do. So yeah, this is definitely mainly because I enjoy painting as a hobby in itself. So it's not just the miniatures. So let's do this arm. I thought I was just gonna end it after I finish the guy with half the arm and no backpack, but feels kind of like we're almost there anyways. So let's do the other arm first, and then I'll do the backpack separately maybe. So yeah. But yeah, for hobbies, if you don't like it, you won't sit there and be able to do it for hours and hours on end. Because like, even like for games, right, where we might think it's exciting, if people don't like games, they'll just see it as a waste of time. Like, I have a sister who's not really into games, so she wouldn't have chosen to spend her time playing games. She would think it's just tedious and a lot of work for nothing, basically. For what, a victory on a screen, basically, right? So yeah, so even the things that we think are exciting, probably a lot of people don't have the patience for. So that's probably why I can paint and sit here and look like I have the patience to do it. Yeah, so yeah. But yeah, again, I know I said yeah a lot, but yeah, again, it's just because I enjoy painting. So maybe you don't enjoy painting as much as I do. Then if you don't really enjoy the painting process, you can, if you are interested in doing something like this though, like, but you're not really interested in the painting itself, you can do a painting that does take a lot less time, the methods that take a lot less time, which I'm pretty sure someone out there is able to teach you how to do, or you can commission someone else to do it. Like for Warhammer, I bet that there's a lot of commission artists out there that are willing to paint your miniatures for you, so it's battle ready. So for this, if you didn't know, for Warhammer miniatures, there's different levels of paint readiness, basically, from the game itself. So there's like battle ready, which is just paint and a wash, a shade color, and that's not gonna take a lot of effort or time. And then there's one where it's like tabletop ready, where you have to highlight it. That's gonna take a little bit more effort. And then there's like parade, I think, where it's just really flashy and it's like an all-out thing. And that's what you usually save for like your biggest miniature, like your basically like the boss almost. So oops, I'm sorry, I moved the camera. Is it? Yeah, okay. Let me change the tab so I can change the angle. Let me move this actually. There we go. So I'm sorry about the tissues over here, but that's where I've been wiping the brush. So yeah, there's different levels of readiness, so you don't have to paint it to the same level that I am. So if you want to start painting Warhammer miniatures to play, you can do a different one where it takes a lot less time and effort and commitment to painting it. So, or again, you can just commission someone to do it. Very likely someone out there is willing to take your commission. If someone were to commission me, I'd take it. So, and I know that there are a lot of commission artists as well for this stuff on like Instagram and stuff, so you can find one that suits your taste, I bet, and also within your region. So yeah. Considering Warhammer is a very big game anyways, I bet that there's someone out there in almost every region. So yeah, if you're interested, you can contact someone from your region to commission from. And I bet like if you do go to like the community, like the store and where people play games, there's someone there that probably is able to commission for you. Just gotta see if their price and quality of work matches what you are looking for. So yeah, just keep that in mind, I guess. If you want to play the game, it's not that hard to find an alternative to painting. Although painting is part of the process. I've said this before in a YouTube video, but for Warhammer, painting is part of the process to play it. Like, it's part of the fun. And most of the people in the community think that way. Maybe they don't have the time to do it, but for most people, painting is definitely part of the fun. But yeah, if you're not really interested in the painting part, you can always just let someone else do it. There's no shortage of people who are willing to do the tasks that you don't want to do. And same goes for other things that people aren't willing to do and you might be willing to do, right? So yeah, if you're interested, go find someone local that can teach you how to play. Or like a store, because stores that are affiliated with the Warhammer game itself, like the official Warhammer game, they usually have free painting lessons, and also you can play there for free and stuff, like to test out the game. So yeah, at least that's what I've learned from going to the stores here. Don't know if it's the same thing out there in different regions, but that's definitely true here, and I would bet that it's true elsewhere, because, I mean, seems just like good business, I guess, to let people try out the game. So, yeah. Ooh, okay. Since this thing here that's still dark pink is a controller, that's going to be bronze, so we'll leave that for later. Yeah, I know a few who does amazing paintwork for Dungeons and Dragons figure. That's also something that I've been wanting to play, but I ended up going with Warhammer instead. But yeah, a lot of people paint so like amazingly that when I scroll through Instagram, I get kind of jealous because I see so many great artwork, and like I wish I could paint like that, honestly. I'm pretty sure I'm not terrible at painting, but I wouldn't say I'm great either. So I'm still very jealous of all the very great artworks I see on like Instagram and Pinterest and stuff like that. Sorry if I've gone quiet, by the way. Like, doing this stuff, sometimes I need to focus a bit more. So if I've gone quiet, that's why. Don't worry, I'll start speaking soon enough. So I'm a very introverted person, but I'm also very talkative. So yeah, if I shut up suddenly, don't worry. You'll hear me talking again soon enough. Your work looks very good. Thank you. Thanks for the compliment. Um, I hope it does. I've only learned this style of painting like not too long ago, so hopefully I can do better soon. It's fine, you're keeping up well. Oh, thank you. Yeah, but I still hope to be able to paint better, so that's why I'm practicing quite a lot now, because I have this big figure that I want to paint soon, and I hope that I'll be able to paint it without regret. Because if I paint it with my skills now, I think it will end up looking okay, but there's probably gonna be some regret attached to it. Because, like, maybe looking back, I'll be like, oh, damn, that's all I could do. So, yeah. Hopefully soon I can paint that big figure that I'm talking about with no regrets. If you're wondering which big figure I'm talking about, it's the Tzeentch Lord of Change, because that's the faction I'm going with for 40k. So yeah. Sorry again. It's a habit. Like, usually when I'm painting, I'm very quiet. Because painting takes a lot of concentration for me. So it's calming, but it takes a lot of my attention. So I usually do this when I'm all quiet and alone. I hope this stream is still entertaining for y'all, though. I'm almost done with this highlight color for the backpack. Sorry. My voice rasped up so much. I don't know how. Damn. I've lost it for that second there. Okay. Sorry. I I did not realize I would lose my voice like that. It's terrible. Maybe I should stop drinking milk in general, like thick drinks. I'm gonna need to add the darker parts again after this, I think. Did I paint the back? I don't think I did. I think I just left it. So I'll just paint. Oh, that's fine. I'll just paint the top of this then. And then hopefully we can just clean up some edges with the darker paint so that it's not too messy. Is this visible? I feel like I'm visible, right? Yeah. I enjoyed the stream very much. Thank you. That's good to hear. I do enjoy streaming for you guys a lot, so I'm hoping you guys enjoy my stream as well. It is? Oh, that's good. I do really try to be entertaining, but I'm pretty sure I'm not that entertaining, because I get quiet often as well when I'm painting, so I think that's why sometimes I just opt to make Gunpla, because I'm a bit more entertaining when I don't really think about, like, focusing too much, unless when it's like a part where I'm kind of confused at. That's when I need my concentration for Gunpla, but like it's not that often. And for this it's like more concentration because I need to get it in a straight line, you know? Don't be so hard on yourself, it's a very enjoyable stream. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it a lot. I think I need one of these to make my life easier. So I'm going to clean up the edges with the darker color and hopefully not mess up the lighter pink that I've done. But it's not showing where I want it to show, but it is showing where I don't want it to show. Yeah, we're gonna need to clean up with the lighter pink again. I thought I'd be done with more than one. At least done in an hour with one. But no. I ended up doing one for 2 hours and 30 minutes, and I'm still not quite done cleaning it up either, so. Panel lining is very focus consuming. You don't usually have to redo this part, but I think I got my pink a little bit too watery, so it ended up going into the crevices and and covering up the parts that I've painted already. So yeah, when you paint, if you're gonna paint, be careful of that as well. Don't water down your paint too much, or else you're gonna have to redo it a lot, like me. I'm gonna try to get rid of the pink from the inside of the thing. This is the thing that I don't like about covering the darker mistakes with a lighter color, is it takes so many layers. So it's really annoying when you have to cover up a dark color with a lighter color over and over and over again because you mess up the first time. So hopefully this time we don't mess up. Okay. Gonna Oh, I think I realize why. It's because I have a slightly frayed brush. So so there's a little bit on the outside as well. Okay. Hopefully this is the last time I'll have to fix the pink, the light pink. Sorry if you can't see much. I'm trying to show you guys most of it, but it's really hard when I can't do this in one go. But I think we did it. That's clean enough, I think. So I'm good with this. So yeah, this is basically what we've done today. Let me clean the brush before I continue. So this is what we've done today, the backpack, and then we also did the arm. Oh, thanks for the follow. And then we did this arm. Oh, I think it's a bit high. It's here, I think, is it? Yeah, so this is the arm that we did. This is the backpack that we did. And where's the guy? Oh, here. This is the guy that we did today. So all we need to do next for this guy is to... Oh, he's a bit high, isn't he? Yeah. So all we need to do next for this guy is to add more highlights, which is the edge highlight, which I'll be using Fulgrim Pink. So this is the color that I'll be using next for the edge highlights, and then a little bit of dry brushing with that as well. And then lastly, after that one, I'll be dry brushing with Hexa's Pale Sun. So that's gonna be the main pink color. For everything else, such as weapons and accessories, we'll be going with this kind of color scheme. And the other colors that I use will be Corax White, Screaming Bell, and just back to our Emperor's Children pink for these kinds of details, and also the Fulgrim Pink for more edge highlights and stuff like that. And for the pouches and stuff like that, that's the snake skin color for like the contrast type. So yeah, these two are my first two that I finished for the kill team. This is our sergeant, and this is basically a test model, a demo model, but it can be used for kill team, so we're using that. And the base, I used a little bit of for this one, the base is decorated from where it is, like where it came from, so it was already given to me decorated. And this one, I added a textured paint on it, which is Light Earth, I think. I forgot what brand it's from, but it's Light Earth. And then for the little decorations that you see on the base itself, I used something from this kit as well. So if you see here on his belt, there's this little ornament. It was interchangeable with this ornament. So I took that out and I put that down. And then I bought a separate box for skulls and then also glued that there. And then at the back here, if it's visible, I'm not sure if it is actually. I think it's not that visible, but if you see, there's a little bit of gold here. And this is from the Combat Patrol Sisters of Battle, Adeptus Sororitas, and it's the ornament for their tank. And also if you see, like when I tilt it that way, you can see here, there's a flower, and there's also some here, like little grass tufts, flower tufts. I forgot what it's called. Let me grab it. So I got this set of Gamers Grass, and it's called Garden Flower Set. So this is the one I use, and I use the pink one. So for this you get 4 colors. The pink one, the purple one, and then there's orange, and then there's also like a red. It looks kind of pink on camera, but it's more red than pink. So yeah, so that's everything that I use. And if you didn't know, the base of the pink color, this one, I use the base Screaming, no, not Screaming, Screamer Pink, and I added a wash on top of it, which is Berserker Bloodshade. Berserker Bloodshade made it just darker and not much contrast going on, just like redder, darker, more maroon color. So if you want to see the contrast before and after, the base here, this is without any shading for the Screamer Pink, and then the top here, that's what happened after I shaded it with Berserker Bloodshade. So that's the comparison color. I was told it would be a good idea to use some kind of violet shade on this. I forgot which specific violet shade that I was told I could use, but that was recommended to me, and I might try that next time. But yeah. Oh, for the base, I shaded it a different color. So if you see, they're a bit different. It's a bit lighter. I mean, it's a bit darker here. The base, I shaded with a blue color. I'm not sure. It was for the Zinj color palette, so that's one of the shades that I used. And then I dry brushed Hexas Pale Sun one way, and then I dry brush actually what's the blue one called? Skink Blue the other way. So I think it was Hexas Pale Sun to the left, so I went that way, and then this way I used Skink Blue and I dry brushed it that way. So yeah, that's everything that I used for my Space Marines. This will be for my kill team. So that's what it's going to be mainly used for. Let me move the camera a bit. I think it's not in the middle. There we go. So yeah, that's what it's mainly going to be. The Space Marines are going to be kill team. I don't think I'll be making a 40k one for this, for Space Marines, I mean. Because my 40k will be Zinj, and then for AOS I already have Nighthaunt, but I might change my mind about that, but we'll see. But yeah, so let me change the camera so we can excuse the mess. By the way, let me move it here because there's boxes and stuff. Oops, and a cable. So let me get that away. There's boxes and stuff on the side. That's because I just made my PC, so there's still stuff that I haven't put away. So yeah, that's everything that I use for this type of color. If you're interested and you want to try painting this specific color scheme yourself, I'm not sure if there's anything else that I missed, but yeah. Congrats on the new PC. Oh, thanks. I finished it this last weekend, so I'm finally able to play some games, and maybe I'll be streaming them soon enough, but I'm still figuring out if I want to do that or not. But I'm interested in doing that, so yeah. I'll be doing Gundams tomorrow if you guys are interested to watch that. So you guys can stop by same time around 9 p.m. GMT plus 7. I'll be making another HG kit. I'm not sure which one yet because I don't want to build anything too complicated tomorrow. But yeah, if you're gonna be there tomorrow, then I'll see you then. And if not, I go live every Thursday and Friday. So Thursdays are Warhammer days, and then Fridays are Gunpla days. So if you're interested in any of that, you can come and join me on live. If you want to stalk me on Instagram because I update my Instagram very, very often, usually on Wednesdays. But yeah, everything is under the same name, Petit Gal. I have a YouTube as well if you're interested, so there's some content there. I haven't updated YouTube in a week or two, like for just normal videos. I keep updating my lives there though, so if you missed a live, you can catch it on my YouTube as well. I actually have a Facebook as well, but it's not under Petit Gal. I have a Facebook page under Petit Gal, but I don't update there. I update on my main Facebook page. But everything is linked down on the panels. So if you're interested in any of that, you can just click it there. I also have donation links if you want to do that. If you don't, then that's fine as well. It's not necessary to do any of that. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. And thank you so much for joining me for today's live. I really do appreciate it. There's a wiggling cat's tail on the back if you see that. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate each and every one of you that join my streams, and it makes me want to stream more and for longer as well. So I really do hope to see you guys on my next stream. And yeah, I think that's that. So goodbye. See you then.